Today we cure everything.
Let's talk about that.
Good mythical morning.
I'm so glad you're here today because today we're gonna make beautiful music from everyday objects. And I'm gonna get turned into a human pizza.
Of course you are. But first, salt. It's basically the earliest form of food preservation. Before there were fridges, there were salt pork.
Yep.
I love me some salt pork. But what does salt do to other stuff besides pork? Well, to find out, we took to our shelf that we leave things on, which we call the shelf that we leave things on.
It's a spooky looking shelf, isn't it?
Yeah, we've already left stuff in Coke, bleach, open air, Guinness, and now salt. And this stuff was in there for 3 months.
It's time for Left on a Shelf Salt Edition. All right, here's how this is gonna work. We're gonna be presented with an item and 2 options for what happened when that item was left in salt for 3 months. Your chair made a noise. It screamed a little.
Hey, so
Did you hear that?
Hold me up.
Then we have to work together to decide which option we think is correct, what
Yeah.
the salt did to the object. And then we're gonna uncover the jar, see if we were right, dissect and inspect the object. See what we can learn, man,
we're
from the
gonna learn
desiccation
so many
process. If we don't get 3 correct, we have to eat cold, unsalted fries in Good Mythical More. If we do get 3 correct, we get to enjoy delicious, hot, crispy, fully salted fries. Oh,
Exciting.
You'll love it.
Okay, we've got Jell-O to start.
This is not the Jell-O. This is a control group Jell-O.
What happens to Jell-O when you leave it in salt for 3 months?
Under this black cloth is the desiccated Jell-O.
Black cloth.
All right, what are the options they gave us?
Did it A, turn hard and brown like a cruise buffet BM? Or B, turn into liquid like a Vegas buffet BM?
That is the difference. A little forensic fact there if you're identifying BMs.
My mom used to use the term BM when she was trying to sound a little more proper.
Well, we are
Like
wearing lab coats.
when we had guests over. Do you need to take a BM?
She would ask all your guests that.
Yeah, if anybody looked like they were rumbling a little bit. We have a bathroom in case you need to take a BM.
There's no way this could turn into liquid yet.
It's
It
interesting.
has to get hard and brown like a cruise buffet BM. You don't want to go on a cruise ship. Your body knows that.
But hold on, if you put a slug, and I don't suggest doing this, but if you put salt on a slug, it dissolves the slug completely into nothing. And this is very slug-like.
But it doesn't say dissolve into nothing. It says turn
Into liquid. I mean, like, and I think that means it would have gone away and it was just
You
kind
would
of
just
like
see
stained salt.
Man, a slug does that?
Don't try it, yes.
Okay, all right, I'll go for it.
Okay, it dissolved it.
Okay, turn into liquid.
Yep,
You nailed it, Rhett.
look at that.
It's just settled salt and liquid above it, which that used to be Jell-O.
Used to be Jell-O.
Let's open it.
That is absolutely amazing. I bet you it tastes good now, too. Do we have spoons?
Ooh, it stinks. It doesn't stink, it's weird smelling.
It's just an odd artificial fruit flavor taste, smell.
Let me get a closer look at that.
Yeah, but to say, what tool are you going to employ to investigate this further? I'm going to put a magnifying glass in it like a spoon. You learning so much?
Not really, I mean, there's nothing to see here. The Jell-O liquefied, and we got it correct.
Yes!
Here's the control group hot dog. Look at it. It's just a hot dog and a hot dog bun. But if you put it in salt, the options that they're giving us for what's under here are A, does it turn hard in the wiener and soft in the buns like Grandpa watching Grace and Frankie?
Ooh!
Or B, turn hard in the buns and soft in the wiener like me after a few laps in the pool.
I don't even know what that means.
My buns.
No, don't explain it. Don't explain it.
Stiff.
Yeah.
My wiener.
Wow. So did the bread get stiff?
I think the bread gets. This is a Grandpa Grace and Frankie situation.
I would have thought that both of them would have gotten hard.
Right. That's not an option.
So what's more likely to get hard?
Well,
Wiener?
what they're saying is the only moisture is in the wiener, and you're saying it would pull the moisture out of the wiener, and then the bread would soak it up, which I think is what happened.
Let's use the analogy of Grandpa and you at the pool. It's difficult to get your buns firm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta work out. If you're an Instagram butt person, that's a few years of work. Whereas the wiener, you know how that works.
Immediately.
On and off all day.
It's like a light switch. Yeah, but I'm not seeing how your analysis of the analogy is actually
So
helping.
I'm saying that it's more likely that the wiener's hard. that's what I'm saying.
But for no logical reason.
That'd be you. And
You're stretching the analogy.
I would say B. No, I would say A. Grandpa.
You think the wiener turns hard? Yes, I agree with that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said before.
So A, hard wiener, soft buns.
Yes. Open it up. There's a lot of salt there. Let's pull it out. Is that a soft bun?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Hold on. Use this. Let's be sciencey here. Here. Use this.
This is not.
Now, I think you're gonna want to shake it out.
I'm gonna rip it.
There it is.
Oh, it does not smell good. Yeah, that's a.
Can
That's
I-
a soft bun.
Can I smell it?
Oh gosh. There's condiments in there,
It's very sour smelling.
and that's a hard wiener.
Ooh, that is a soft bun. Wow. Way to
Yep.
go, Grandpa.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Now we have a whole intact watermelon. After being left in salt, did it A, become leathery on the outside and goopy on the inside like my Aunt Debbie after a vacation in Mexico, or B, shrink to the size of a plum like that cheap t-shirt you bought outside of a concert and put in the dryer once?
That does happen. So I think the watermelon that we have in this salted box here is obviously a little smaller than that, but still we're assuming that it is unsliced.
Right. Now, typically, if you put salt on meat that you're like prepping or whatever, it actually brings moisture into the meat, right? Because that's a way to like, when you brine something in salt, it actually brings moisture into it. So like you brine a piece of meat, it doesn't make it drier, it brings moisture from the environment.
But this is sealed, so there's no moisture to bring in.
True that.
There's also no way the moisture is going to escape. So it's just a redistribution of moisture. It's what we learned from the Jell-O.
If this thing has shrunk to the size of a plum, then my new hobby is going to be shrinking watermelons and selling them at roadside stands. Because-
Plum-sized dried watermelon. Why have I never heard of a dried watermelon?
Exactly.
Because it gets leathery on the outside and goopy on the inside.
Can't sell that on a roadside. Oh gosh.
What?
Oh, what?
That is what happened.
Hold on, what happened?
I see a black rind. Oh my gosh, people.
So that's not a plum.
It smells sweet.
That's leathery.
Look at this.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
We're gonna have to take this thing out.
Yeah, we are. Yes, we have to. We must, in the name of science. I would just grab the whole thing. You got gloves on, do it. I believe in you.
Look at it. It's
It's
just
like a deflated basketball.
look at this.
I don't know. Somebody might buy that.
You need to get this salt off. And then here's what we're gonna do, guys.
We got to open this thing.
We're gonna crack it open.
because we got to see
get a
exactly what happened here.
Take a knife, start there. Cut it all the way, just go all the way, we'll pull it apart afterward. Ooh, there's water in there. Okay, I'm gonna open this up.
Oh my goodness! It's like dehydrated
Oh my
fruit
gosh.
roll-ups in there.
Here, cut the top right there. Let's flay this thing open.
It's got an interesting smell. It doesn't smell rotten. It smells like a candy almost.
I know. And then we're gonna open that. Look at that. This looks like something that a special effects artist would use in like a horror movie to like simulate nasty alien guts.
Okay, for this scene, I'm gonna need 3 months and a watermelon. It'll be worth it.
Okay, look at that. This
I almost
is
feel
fascinating.
I almost feel like we should try to eat it. It looks. I mean, this is basically all that a watermelon is besides water. It's just this stuff.
It looks like flesh. It looks like rotten freaking flesh.
It smells like fruit leather.
Taste it.
My body is telling me no.
So is mine when you do it that way. Just
It's not bad. You should lick some too.
don't lick it, just bite it.
I don't want to digest it because it might be toxic.
Really salty. This is what an egg roll looks like when it's not been left in salt for 3 months. But if it has been, our options are, does it become brittle like my ego after reading your YouTube comments?
Oh.
Very fragile. Or does it become a rubbery noodle like my knees when I met Merle Haggard?
Ah, I remember
Yeah, that was awesome time, man.
Awesome time.
Yeah, good times.
What
Okay.
have we learned so far?
There's not a lot of liquid in there.
The best evidence we have so far to base this on is what happened to the hot dog bun, which was soft. It softened it up. So I'm going with rubbery noodle on this. I don't think it made it brittle because it's also a bread product. What do you
Okay,
think?
I'll go with that. Rubbery noodle. Let's find out. Oh, I think it might be brittle. I don't
Kind
know.
of hard to tell. Sort of hard to tell.
You gonna use your hand?
Oh gosh, it stinks.
Let me smell. If it stinks, I want to smell it. It doesn't stink. It smells like a rancid egg roll, which I think is pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
that doesn't. Oh well, it's come out in a lot of pieces, so I think we're gonna say this is brittle.
No,
No,
nope.
it's not brittle. It's just falling apart. Brittle is when something gets hard and falls apart.
This is rubbery and noodle-like. Look at that. It's rubbery, man. We were right.
That does not smell good, man. That smells bad.
In a good way. you
What?
know?
Something's wrong with you,
Kinda
man.
like, you ever cut your toenails?
Liver.
We always like to see what happens with liver for some reason.
Yes, we're sick. Did the liver turn to jerky like that slab of beef I forgot about in my attic for a year? Or B, melt into goo like the giant tub of ice cream I forgot about in my attic for a year?
You keep food in your attic?
I keep a food.
Here's the thing, if it wasn't sealed, I would think that it would turn into jerky because it would suck the liquid out and then it would start to evaporate. But when it's sealed, it just distributes amongst the salt. So I think the whole thing's gonna become goo.
I think what happens initially is it draws moisture in, but then after an extended period of time, the moisture redistributes into the salt. The salt is asking for the moisture, right? And so then now we're just left with just the fiber of the muscle. So I'm saying jerky.
So we're disagreeing.
This is a split decision, my friend.
Okay, let's see who's right.
Oh gosh, don't open it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Can't get the lid off. Ooh.
Gosh, there's.
It smells pretty good. It's kind of like gravy. Goo. Goo. Salt. What's happening right now? Ugh. Ah! Ew!
The water has nowhere to go.
Oh gosh, get rid of it.
Well, you know what, Link, I was wrong, but you know what? Collectively, we were right. 4 out of 5. We get to eat hot fries. You can have more if you want. I don't care. But you know what? We also left Link's glasses in salt for 3 months.
That's where those have been. Stick around to watch Rhett turn me into a human pizza.
We've got good news you didn't even know you were waiting for. Our new t-shirt line is up on mythical.store. Check it out and let us know what you think.